This is my screencast on climate changes in Fairbanks, Alaska. I did look at the temperatures and the precipitation since 1900 into 2020, and I interviewed 3 people here in this area. 2 of them were older people, not elders. One was 60 and one was 67. And I also interviewed a younger person who was around 35 years old. My next slide is showing some pictures of Alaska here at Fairbanks in the winter and summer. I chose Fairbanks because most of the people I know are here. I interviewed 3 people I know, and each had a different outlook. One factor may have been the ages of each of them, and then how much time they spend outdoors. I myself have been in Alaska for more than 15 years. Growing up in Northern California, the weather was really hot. And I'm a person who just doesn't do well in hot weather. It actually just makes me ill. If I had not been born there, I would have never willingly lived there. It's a beautiful area and has amazing coastlines. It's got the redwoods, but it's just not for me. I love Alaska. I love the temperatures up here, although they are steadily getting warmer and the winters are getting warmer. Used to be it was really, really cold here. The first couple winters I was here, we had 40 below for it felt like a couple months, but it probably wasn't quite that long. This is a run out of the temperatures from 1900 to 2020 in Fairbanks, Alaska. The temperatures have steadily been going up. It's causing a loss of sea ice and longer summers and winters. When I first got to Alaska, we seemed to have longer seasons. The seasons have changed and winter is starting later every year. My husband and I go to a cabin in the winter, and in fact, we just made that trip, and there's just no snow. And usually by this time of year, we have good snow and we can get to the cabin, and the ride is nice and smooth. The ride this time was on mostly grass, and it was a really rough, bumpy ride. We definitely need more snow. And now I know how the people on the coast feel about having the ice to protect their coast. It'd be nice to have snow to protect our machines. As you can see, the temperatures have just been steadily getting hotter and hotter here every year. And I know this last summer we had a lot of dark. This is the precipitation, which to me looks like it hasn't changed much. I've been told that it's drier now. I haven't really noticed that so much, although we did have a lot of fires, and our cabin was, within the 5-mile radius of the fire that we had over here at Clear and Anderson. And that went on for most of the summer because it was really dry up until about late July, August. But at that time, then we had overcast skies and couldn't get enough sun to finish growing our plants and our flowers and our garden. We kind of were dark for a couple months there. Even my plants at the house, which usually do well, were dying and not blooming because we didn't have enough light in August. The first person I interviewed is John Veit. He came here from Minnesota, and he's been here for about 20 years. He came up because he was doing military jobs. He's a military construction supervisor. So he came up here to work on the bases. And he said that Minnesota, he has noticed, is getting warmer in the winter. And ever since he moved here, it seems like the winters are getting warmer and shorter and coming later and later. He likes the less harsh winters we have for the last few years, not much below -40, and it does not seem to stay as warm. He does not believe in global warming. He believes this is just another cycle for the planet and that over time the weather patterns and the conditions change on the planet Earth, and there's various reasons for that, but he doesn't believe that it's caused by humans. The next picture is a picture near Daniel's house in North Pole. He's the 35-year-old person that I interviewed. I didn't get a picture because I guess he doesn't like giving photos. He's been in Alaska for 15 years. He works as a shop mechanic in Fox. He works on all the big D8s and big rigs that they use in the mines and excavators, and he works on the big rigs and spends most of his time indoors in a shop. Although he does get a certain amount of time outdoors, and he says that, it's cold here, but not as cold as it used to be. He's just getting tired of the cold and the lack of sun. The last person I interviewed is Dustin, who gave me an older picture of when he was younger. Dustin's 60 years old. He's been in Alaska for 17 years. He is a gamer and works indoors, so not much of an outdoor person. He says that it has been getting hotter every year and the winters have been getting more mild, which he doesn't mind. He does know that there's, reports every year of droughts and fires and floods all over the world, and is concerned for the people that live along the coastlines and in these really dry areas. He enjoys Alaska and will probably always stay here. He just doesn't get outdoors as much. And that's the end of my cast. Thank you for listening.